Here it is. Yes, very well. So we wanted to also introduce the partner program or the partner program agreement to you for those who hasn't been a certified partner yet in our language, in our BD language. So as you might know, we are strongly focused on producing electrolyzers, and the next step for us is really in scaling that business and mass producing these electrolyzers. But as we provide one component, we still rely a lot on integration partners who can take our solutions further and create turnkey solutions out of it. So for this, we have introduced a partner program a while ago, and you can also see on the right hand side a picture of where our current certified partners are present. So for those who have signed such an agreement, one benefit of this is actually that you will be visible on our website. And at the same time, you might know our use cases on our website. So this is also used to actually promote your business, to promote your specific application you're working in, and to promote these great use cases you're actually having. Moreover, we can freely distribute marketing materials of Enapter when such an agreement is signed. And also, as we do have, we receive a lot of leads, as well as some people know Enapter already, which reach out to us. But as we are just providing the electrolysis to this, we need to forward this to the end to the integration partner who can actually work with the end customer in the end. So we actually just have two requirements for this. So one is actually to participate in an annual training, just as today, and the other one to join our network is actually to buy and to commission at least one electrolyzer. However, so far, that partner program is limited to sales, integration, and installation of our devices. And we're actually working on another addition, another method of also introducing a service partner program to it. So I would like to pass it on to Stefan, and he can take it off.
Okay, thanks, Julian, for the introduction. Great to reflect what we have already in place, and it's great that we have that partner program. And we just analyzed what we need in the next steps with all the ramping up. And just a few words for myself. My name is Stefan Borkert, part of the customer support team, currently located in Germany, Saarbeck, so very close to the upcoming campus. And with that, analyzing on what we will need in the next steps. So what do we look to? We like the interaction with our partners, we like interaction with our integrators, but we see more to come there. So we are looking to a separation of a vision of a service partner program. So we are looking to partners that help us service and maintain our devices in the near future. So roughly time estimate for that is in integration together with the rollout of the EL 4.0. And we split that into two levels. So the first level will be the time where Enapter as a vendor fully covers the warranty for that device. And with that, we would ask partners to really work on the devices, to get the right to open up the devices and to do minor activities on it. What do we mean with that? Pretty easy to explain. So our current devices have a weight of something like 50 kilos, and sometimes we can analyze telemetry that deeply that we can decide upfront if a repair is possible on site, or if we need to return the devices back to the factory, currently in Pisa and later on in Saarbeck as well. And during that time, we as the customer support team would really decide on which is the best and quickest way to go. And with that, reach out to our future service partners all over the world to get quickest return to service of the devices. And even after warranty ends on the devices, that shouldn't be an end for the service partners to help the customers, to support the customers, because there's still work to be done on the devices. There's still annual maintenance to be done. There's still minor repairs or even updates to be done. So this is what we envision for the partner program. So to just combine it, what we see on the left side is that we have the integrators, which is working fully well. They do a lot of stuff for us and with our devices already. They do the local commissioning, they do safety implementations, and they do all the work around a turnkey project for the end customer. On the other hand, on the right-hand side, we have us as a customer support team being often limited to remote support, to remote troubleshooting, on checking telemetry data, on listening to customers, getting their explanations on what they see, what kind of behavior they see. And with that, we have to take decisions on what we do. Is there a need to return something? Is there really a need to return it to PISA? Or is there another way? And we did some of these test runs already in the past. So if I can just mention our friends of Nielsen Group in Sweden, they had a problem with a filling valve. So it's just a small valve of some 50 grams. So we could easily send over these parts. We gave them an instruction, and with that, they were able to repair it on site. It was much quicker than packaging everything, have huge transportation costs and long cycle times for all of them. And that's exactly what we want to see in the middle part of this with service partners. So a service partner doesn't necessarily need to be a full-blown setup of integration partner. It can be smaller companies that know our systems well, that have the right tools, that have the right equipment to really work on our devices with control and given instructions from Enapter side. If I take that to some details, what would they really need? So it's clearly trainings, and that training can be everything. It can be on-site training, it can be online trainings as we have it now. And if service activities ramp up, it could even be activities like train the trainer. So if one person from the service partner itself had that training, it has good experience, but the workload is growing, they could train their own people and get back to us to really agree on that. What they clearly need is parts, and there's several ways of getting parts. So everything could come from a warehouse located in Enapter. But what would be better? It would be better to have parts quicker, so local purchasing per country would make sense. Or even alternative parts that we don't have under control now, but we are always looking for that and are planning to really show up what might be a better part, a good replacement. Tools, they are clearly needed. So our integration partners have all of that. Service partner don't necessarily have that. So we are going to create a tool list, a list of needs that you have to really be in the position to service, to maintain our equipment in high quality. And we are looking to some options like Enapter starter kits. So if you want to start a service agreement, a service partner agreement, we may be able to get you all the information you need on that. Then coming to the maintenance part, I mentioned water purification systems there. So there is a need to replace electrolyte, and there's not much sense to send electrolyte around in the world. So service partners could have their own production of the electrolyte itself and then offer that to the end customer during yearly maintenance. And for all of that, there's always documentation needed. So we are talking about things like work desk instructions. We are talking about how-tos, including all the safety instructions that are needed. But as well, and that's a very important part, so depending on the work that we are planning to give to service partners, we need to define processes and procedures to check afterwards how good and how successful that repair was, and to confirm that the system is still secure to be operated. And there's two additional steps that I want to mention there. It's its timelines aligns on how fast we would expect service partners to act on things, but as well, what's a way of getting devices back. So what do we see? What do we get from there? And how is the best approach to return devices back to Enapter to do the perfect recycling? What I'm showing here on the next slide is an extract of the current service partner programs that we are planning to establish. And it's more or less reflecting the rules and guidelines that we want to agree on with our service partners. It's more or less a repetition of what we said already. So we want to enable service partners to be able to repair our devices, to be able to maintain it in a best manner, but as well enable their own business to grow. So especially once the Enapter warranty ended, that's a huge market and there's a big potential for service partners to really follow up on several years to grow their own maintenance extension programs, things like that. We are planning to prioritize such requests. So that simply means that service partners, integrators might get quicker answers because there is a need to quickly support them and even jump into video conferences to get them further support on it. What's the benefit for themselves? In the first 2 years during warranty period, they might be able to invoice Enapter for whatever they did. There will be standard fixed rates on things that are clearly defined, but there might be special rates as well. They will be able to use an Enapter service partner program as a status, and they would pop up as a partner, as a service partner on our website again. So whatever request comes in, we can simply get the connections done between customers and service partners. And they receive all up-to-date material. So you're getting a lot of updates already, like services, bulletins, like roadmaps. But for such service partners, there will be more detailed lists of what we are working on, what's coming next, like we are presenting it now during the sessions here. So yeah, if you are interested in such or you have any suggestions on what could be best or what could be improved, what you might create as a challenge, just reach out to Enapter support and we will track these things and reach out to you as soon as possible. Thanks for that. With that, I'm handing it back to Vaitea, please.
Sure. Thank you very much, Stefan. We did get a few questions in the chat. So maybe you just want to pick one. We have 1 minute before the next session and our final one with Philip. So perhaps you just want to pick one and then the other ones we can address by email at a later time.
So perhaps a question that Carlo Moran raised. So what's the ideal profile for the full-time staff engineer? It must be a technician. Yes, that would be very preferable. And that full-time person, it doesn't mean that he fully works for Enapter work only. What we just want to make sure that in case of need, there should be somebody available that could really perform the actions, work for us, being available in a specified time frame to react on things. But it's clearly a technical role, yes. Meeting is just asking if that is exclusively. No, that's not at all. As we distribute our devices globally already, we hope to get as many service partners as possible to enable the service partner to create the quickest possible reaction time. So reduce travel time, increase reaction time.
Very good. Shall we move on, or was there a last one that you wanted to address?
There's one question from Nathaniel. I want to jump into that. That's a very important question. So what about time zones? Currently, we are a bit limited in normal standard working hours, but that might extend as soon as we are growing all that. So if there is an overlap in time zones, we clearly need to make sure that availability is given and that you are supported as good as possible.